Hello everyone, it's Mohammed here from Mo Realty Team. The main numbers are finally out and oh my goodness, 40% decline in sales. This is amazing. You can get a house for so cheap, right? Hold on, right? We're gonna break down what that number means. It is not what you're thinking. And we're gonna look at also 5 basic numbers basically, right? We're gonna look at the sales like we talked about. We're gonna look at the average price year over year. We're gonna look at the average price, the change in the month from April to May. We're going to look at something called sales to new listing ratio. It is a very important metric. You're going to find that to be very interesting. And finally, the days on market, right? How long these properties are sitting for in the market. All right, guys, stay tuned. All right, guys, so let's get started. So right now we're going to be looking at the sales transaction. This is the number everyone's waiting for. It's actually 38.8% decline, right? That's the number everybody's excited about, but it is not the price. It is actually the volume, right? It's the sales volume that has occurred year over year from May of 2021 versus May of 2022. It did go from about 11,900 units to about 7,200 units. So yes, there is a decline in the number of transactions that are occurring. And that is mainly because folks are just on the limb. They're waiting to see what is happening with the government right now. They are increasing interest rates. We did see a big jump in April 13, I believe, where we saw a 0.5% increase in the benchmark rate. And that simply did just had people on the fence saying, should we even jump in? Should we even buy? So a lot of properties are basically going through offer dates, no, good offers coming in, and then folks are just, they're being relisted again. So that does show that there are, more units that are coming to the market. But here we're looking for actual transactions, right? This is not just new listings. This is actual transactions. And simply we're seeing less transactions occurring in the market. All right. So now that we looked at the sales volume that we talked about, that 39% decline. Now we're going to look at the actual average price. Now this is the number that everybody's waiting for, right? So year over year, we did see the increase of about 9.4%. We saw property values go from about 1.1 to about a little over 1.2. And the reason for that is basically the supply and demand, right? Supply is very low, as we talked about earlier. The demand is still high because the interest rates are still low. Even though they're climbing, they are still considerably low from the historical figures that we've been seeing. Okay, so now that we've just talked about the average price year over year, let's focus now on the average price month to month, right? So now we're looking at April of 2022 versus May of 2022. Okay, essentially we want to see if these policies are working, and we are seeing them work, guys. In just that 1 month, we saw a decline of about 3.1%. And this is huge. This is massive because one, it's actually now showing that there is a big cooling effect that's occurring. We did see April cool a little bit from March, but now definitely because the policy the 0.5% increase did occur around mid-April. So we really get to see it all in full effect in all of May. And the numbers here are showing it, right? It's only a slight decline, but once again, it does take some time for real estate to actually adjust. And we are seeing that the confidence in the buyers is coming down as the interest rates are increasing, right? So let's transition now and look at what is happening with sales to new listing ratio. This is the most interesting number out of all of them. And this is the one I want to focus on for today. Let's do it. Okay, guys, so we just talked about the price. We just talked about the sales volume. Now let's talk about the sales to new listing ratio, right? So this ratio here is very important. It basically tells us how many of the units that are coming into the market, new listings, how many of them are actually transacting, right? Creating that sale, right? So that ratio will tell us if it's a seller's market, it's a balanced market, or if it's a buyer's market, okay? So in 2021 of May, we did see it go from 64% to this past May, we saw it drop down to 39%. So what do these numbers mean, right? So anything above 60%, it's considered to be a seller's market. From 40 to 60%, that's basically a balanced market. And anything below that, it's starting to show a buyer's market. Okay, guys? So let's break it down a little bit and show you what happened here. So just in that 1 year, we did see it go from a seller's market to a buyer, essentially becoming a buyer's market. It's very balanced in that cusp. And essentially, less than 40% of the units are actually transacting, right? And that's essentially why you're seeing that number, the first number we talked about, the sales number, at 7,200. Why it's such a dramatic drop? Because we don't usually see so many units come to the market and so few actually are transacting. We're so accustomed to seeing it be a strong seller's market throughout COVID, especially with the low interest rates like we talked about, that most units that come to the market are being transacted all the way through the first time around, with the bidding wars and all that stuff that you've been seeing on the news. And we see it have such a high sales to new listing ratio. Okay. So now that we talked about that sales to new listing ratio is finally coming down, what is that saying for us now in the days on market, right? So this little metric, simple, just any unit that comes to the market, how long does it stay in the market until it gets transacted? And simply, since last year to this year, we have seen it increase by about 3 days, right? From May of 2021, we were seeing it go from 15 days to about now 18 days on the market. And this is very, very expected. Of course, we are seeing less buyers are coming in aggressive before. So a lot of properties are going in, even on offer dates. They're only seeing 1 or 2 offers or no offer that they like. And then simply just goes and it gets either relisted or a price change occurs. And then basically it sits on the market for longer. That's why we're seeing that days on market number is getting higher. Okay, guys? So we are seeing these changes in the market, and that's why we try to have these, so keep you guys informed. I hope you guys learn a few things from these numbers. If you have any questions, please put it on the comment below, and I hope we can answer that for you. Thank you and have a great day. Cheers.